Good afternoon, everybody, and good morning to everyone on the West Coast. My name is Carlie. Thanks for being on my channel, Consciousness with Carlie. We are going to have Moss Mike on today. He is with VibraVision, and he's going to tell us all about how we can unlock our infinite real-life superpowers.
Sweet, that was quick.
Well, you did all the heavy lifting beforehand, so thank you so much, Carlie.
No problem. So this is Moss with VibraVision. Let's start it out like this. What is VibraVision, Moss Mike?
Well, VibraVision's an ancient secret method that was handed down in the royal family of Indonesia, and it's a part of a martial art that basically generates and creates more electricity and magnetism inside our body, and then unlocks our mind-body-spirit connection. And in essence, it awakens real-life superpowers. We can do things that are thought of as impossible, but we're doing it in our modern daily world, proving it to medicine and science and doing like real-life Jedi powers kind of things.
Wow, that's beautiful. So how did you find this? What drew you to that? What's your story?
Well, when I was about 5 years old, I was sick and I was watching movies back in the day. We had to rent VHS VCRs, and I was watching mid-'80s ninja movies that, had all the mouth dubbing and, stop you dog, or I kill you, and all of the things that had fantastic special effects. And I got really interested in martial arts and being able to do things that were impossible. And I tried it when I got better, but it didn't turn out exactly like I thought. I went and I jumped off my hay barn because we had horses, and well, it didn't turn out quite like the movies. There was no superhero landing pose and whatever. It was like a big pile of dust and blood and spit and tears and all the things. And I had this really strong impression in my mind that movie magic was just that. It was just movie magic. But, then Star Wars and Karate Kid and all these different things came out, and in any case, I always had this feeling inside that there was more going on than what I could see. Even though I had the strong impression that that wasn't real, I could feel that there was more going on. And in any case, I saw another demonstration of real life superpowers with a group of Shaolin monks when I was about 10 or 12. They came through our town and they demonstrated some incredible chi feats, and I was like, what is going on here? One of the things that really caught my attention was there was a lady that could barely walk. She was using a walker, and they brought her out on stage, and these monks that had come from China, they were all like fun size, like Snickers fun size, very short, and they they did the most incredible things with these big football players, outweighed them by like 200 pounds, I swear. But then really caught my attention with this lady that could barely walk. They waved her hand, their hand over, and she got up and walked away. And I went, what is going on? Because I came from a medical family, and so I knew that healing and making the world a better place was ultimately where I wanted to be. But then I got involved in trying to find that in the pursuit of it. I studied a lot of other martial arts. I was a undefeated fighter for 6.5 years and trained military, police, and security. By the time I was done, I had 2 third-degree black belts and a second-degree black belt, and I had attained rank in 23 other martial arts. But it was really full of a lot of ego and tough guy stuff, which is important, but at the same time not very useful in our daily society, except when you're under threat. And what I wanted to do was turn frowns upside down. I wanted to make the world a better place. And so I went through a process of searching and searching and searching over decades to try to find that mind over matter and enlightened master that could teach me how to do this. And I found some monks and some yogis and some Taoists, but they all said, well, you got to do what I do, or I did. And 35 years of a full lifetime of prayer and meditation and purification. And I was like, in my late teens going, I kind of like movies and McDonald's and girls. I don't know if that's really going to work out for me. And so, I did the best with what I had. And, I studied a lot of different Qigong and Neikung and Reiki and all kinds of different things, trying to get my hands on that inner knowledge and access to what I knew and what I could feel was sleeping inside of me. And Well, then we came across an ad in a black belt magazine that said amazing chi in 2 weeks guaranteed or your money back. And it was $50. And I was like, that sounds pretty good to me. And so it came with this little leaflet that was totally bogus and not real at all. Basically, somebody had ripped off the real system in Indonesia. But it came also with a video that showed all kinds of amazing Indonesian martial arts. And I've been in the industry for like 9.5 years as a semi-professional tournament judge and competitor all over, trying and looking and competing and doing all the things, judging, and I was really immersed in it. But I'd never heard of. I was like, Indonesia? Don't they make like clothes there or something? I was totally clueless that there was this whole country that was so diverse and had so many things going on, and one of them was martial arts. And so this video that was showing these Indonesian martial arts, there was a particular group of them that was running around and doing all these things blindfolded. They were shooting targets and fighting and breaking big crazy stacks of concrete and ice and steel, and they were doing it with big smiles on their faces, and they're blindfolded. And I was like, what is going on here? And a couple days later, my brother saw a blind lady with a dog that didn't do its job, and she was on the sidewalk and was supposed to pull her around the turn signal, but it didn't, and she like face planted right into it, fell over on the sidewalk right next to traffic. He got this, whoa, I wonder if those people could teach blind people. And so we started a long process. We had to watch this video that came. It was all Indonesian newscasts, and it was like, we don't speak Indonesian. So it took us 2 weeks to figure out anything that they were saying, and the only two words that we got were Merpati Putih, which is the full name of the martial art. And we started researching them, but that was its own adventure, because back in the late 90s, it was like we had to go to the public library and the university to use their internet. There was no computers or pictures or videos or any of that. It was all just text, and it took us 2 weeks to try to track down what is Merpati Putih. And it's like there's this whole other world on the other side of the world. This actually is like the third largest martial art in the world, and standard training for every branch of the military, special forces, secret service. I mean, it's like part of their culture, but they never ever shared it with anyone outside Indonesia, and the internet was brand new. The world has really gotten a lot smaller in the last couple decades here, but up until that point, this was like the best kept secret. They never shared it outside, and it was quite an adventure to try to get a hold of them and then find, hey, can you help blind people? And they're like, yeah, we've already been, training blind people over here and setting them free. And for me, that was like the biggest thing, because I was afraid of the dark as a kid. And, if we stop for a moment, those of us that are sighted, and just close our eyes for a minute and think about what it would be like if we had to go to the bathroom without using our eyes, or go to your car, or go do any of the things that we find so easy. If I was trapped in darkness, that would be a totally different world for me, and a different life. And so I I really felt strongly about this, that if I wanted to make the world a better place, if someone's paralyzed, they can still watch TV or play video games or paint a picture or see a sunset, so many things that we take in through our eyes. But if I was blind, that would be a totally different story. And so in any case, we contacted them, and this was the original mission. Still, our passion is to change the lives of those that are trapped in darkness. They actually use this as every day in the military and whatnot, and the special forces for search and rescue and National Guard kind of things, because they live in the Ring of Fire, so they have every type of natural disaster that you could imagine, with earthquakes and tsunamis and typhoons, landslides, all the volcanoes, all the things. And so basically they have all these natural disasters that are happening constantly, but instead of, using, search and rescue dogs and things like that, they'll send the VibraVision athletes in and actually, there's people buried in this house, dig right here, but these people are dead, and just mark them, we'll come back, we'll get them later. Literally it is a huge part of their culture, but primarily, the interest that I had in it was to really change the world with the blind people. And then I uncovered that this thing is like amazing for all types of things. It's basically an upgrade to humanity by connecting the mind, body, and spirit in a way that awakens these superpowers. We can do things that can benefit. You know, we're really all about being superheroes, not supervillains. And well, I've been on a wild ride for the last 25 years. All I can say is it's been like the Odyssey. With so many amazing, amazing experiences and challenges and victories. I mean, literally, this changes every single person's life that does it in such a profound way that so many of my students, they coined this phrase, there's life before VibraVision and life after VibraVision. And, you know, as I've gone through this, I guess I should say, journey, it's been quite a ride, and I can't wait to share it.
Absolutely. So can you explain super clearly to everybody what VibraVision is? What do you teach?
Well, it's a specific combination of breathing exercises that are kind of like yoga or Pilates, but with like a turbocharger and a jet engine on them. And we combine that with special breathing exercises that literally change your body's metabolism and rewire it from the inside out. So we connect all of your antennas basically running through your body to the specific parts in your brain, the receiver and projector that create, I guess I should say, all types of different superpowers or abilities, like you know, being able to detect without our eyes, being able to see blindfolded, or being able to project this energy outside of our body and protect ourselves so we can break crazy things that shouldn't be broken with no injury to our body. But if we do get injured, we can heal ourselves from the inside out. I actually have friends in Indonesia that are doing studies right now where they're curing all, or I should say, reversing all types of different stage 4 cancers, diabetes. Like there's a list of diseases and things that they're treating with this. There's like longer than both my arms stretched out, but they're even lengthening telomeres and doing anti-aging stuff. So we're working with some of the top stem cell doctors in the U.S. here to generate a next level scientific response to this ancient wisdom and ancient technology. And when we combine both of them, basically we're sewing together the science and the spirit, because they're supposed to be, you know, on the same body. They're 2 feet on the same body that's walking to take us through this life, but they're always at odds. And so they don't necessarily support each other till you get the right things in the right places that, oh, this goes like this. And when we do that, the ability to heal ourselves and heal humanity as a whole and the planet as a whole is going to take a massive shift and up level, because we actually have the technology. We are the technology. We just need to do it in the right way. So through doing breathing exercises and meditations that are totally different and unique, that different than anything else that's ever been seen on the planet before, it's basically, we make meditation fast and fun. You don't have to go and sit and look for the voice of God or one hand clapping or, you know, the silence for hours and hours and hours. We literally can combine it with the body and make it like we get to places in our brain waves and brain state in such a short amount of time that the top neuroscientists in the world have just been like, what? How do you do what? They can't believe it. And this is just like the next step, because we're just getting started.
This is exactly what the world didn't want us to know about ourselves, right? Because it's that powerful. It'll shift everything. Being able to bring that energy here and using it in your body.
Well, I absolutely agree with you on that one, Carlie, that I don't think that people need to be saved. They just need knowledge of and access to their own power, because we are all divine and we are all very powerful. But yes, in the grand scheme of things, if you have a group of people that you want to get going in the same direction, meaning control, the easiest way to do it is through fear and by dumbing people down and giving them the wrong story. And it's like that's exactly what is happening today on a scale that's never been seen before, because information can travel so much faster. We can disseminate lies or truths 1,000 times faster than ever possible. And so you're spot on. I mean, I'm not here to start a movement or, you know, create any civil wars or anything like that, but every person that I can help come into their own power. This is about true, total personal empowerment. And no one can give you the answers, but they're all in here. We just need a map to look inside. And as we do that and we make the world a better and better place, it just keeps unfolding. as we bring these things into the world in a way that is fun, more people want to do it. That's the greatest part about this, is that we literally created a playground where you could train your intuition instead of just, well, I think that something happened. We can get a reproducible result and a training ground where you can do it over and over and over and over and over and learn to tap into your source and who you really are. I mean, those neuroscientists, the top neuroscientist that I was working with, Dr. Jeffrey Fan, and he explained it to me as your brain can only consciously comprehend 2,000 bits of information per second, but you're actually processing 40 billion bits of information per second. So we call that subconscious, but really, I mean, 2,000, if you thought about like a bank account, and these were awareness bucks, you only have 2,000 that you can do in your head, but you have 40 billion in your entirety. I think I'd rather like have that 20 million time X multiplier and have the bigger bank account. And when we do that, we are setting people free in their own right, however it works for them. It's not a religious or dogmatic in any way. This is all science. And the real name of VibraVision is Ilmu Gataran Marpati Puti. That means the science of vibration. And it was passed down for 500 years before science was really established, especially, in the East there, but, or I should say in the same way in the East. But here we are bringing the ancient wisdom and the modern technology together and setting people free. So I think freedom is the ultimate goal. That's what we come into this life for, isn't it?
Absolutely. I have so many questions for you. Okay, so another question is, first off, let's just get this out of the way. Do you guys just have one main facility? Is that the facility that's in Utah?
Yes. Our home base is in Ogden, Utah. We have an awesome 8,700 square foot playground that, we used to teach martial arts and all the things every day up until COVID times, but now it's just a playground for VibraVision, and that is the primary training location. So folks, descend on Ogden, Utah, this little hole in the wall about 30 miles north of Salt Lake. It's an amazing place in the mountains, and they come to train for 5 days, and we do, I was able to figure out how to take 20 plus years of training and condense it into a year, and then condense it literally into 5 days. So we're doing decades in days, and Ogden is the place to do that. We're actually starting to branch out, and we've done some off-site events where we travel and go to other locations. But for right now, the primary location for the events is actually Ogden, Utah.
Okay. Wonderful. So I'm from St. George, Utah. So I'm gonna come see it. I'm gonna come see your facility.
We
And
can't
hopefully we
wait.
can have Jill there too, so we can all be together in Utah.
Well, it is definitely the best game in town and the biggest party, but we take it really serious and we make incredible results. But what I've found is that you can reduce the work that is necessary if you do it in a state of play. So everything that we do is, designed to be fun. And I get to take the most stressed out, high stressed professionals and turn them back into little kids, and they cannot believe what happens. It's not an accident. It's a science that we made on purpose to give people a break from what they perceive as their real life and put them into a playground that then they can build these skills that absolutely change and completely affect everything else that they do. And so it's like, the best game in town for sure.
Wonderful. And then what I was also curious about is, obviously you have a very expanded conscious awareness, right, of the soul, the mind, the body, and to really bring that in and bring it into the body. How do you feel like you've been able to magnetize your life through this energy?
Wow. Well, as a student of many different types of laws of attraction and powers of manifestation, the number one biggest thing that I could give to you is that the more energy we're putting out, the more echo, so to speak, is coming back to us. And what this, really does is it amplifies the electricity and therefore the magnetism, because they're interrelated. So as we make a bigger battery, we're also getting a bigger antenna to receive those things. And by changing our brainwave state, which is the purpose of meditation, we're able to actually tune in the radio and say, this is the station that I want. And then boom, you're getting that station, you're receiving that station. So, going through different ways of describing what is this, because it's like crazy. It does everything. It's like Pepto-Bismol, but for life. If you, it doesn't matter if you're, I want to get in better shape, or I want to have more enjoyment and more passion in my life. I want to have more energy. I want to heal myself. Whatever it is, this does it. They call it like the martial art of manifestation, because we're not just doing martial arts. And actually, for VibraVision, we don't do any of the martial arts. It's just a piece of the martial art that is really amplifying those signals, more power to broadcast and a bigger antenna to receive. And so I guess I should say it's kind of like a cheat code. It's a shortcut. If you're into the, positive thinking or affirmations or incantations or law of attraction, this is like, I give you all the shortcuts and just say, hey, instead of having to go over there and then over here and then back over there and then somewhere in this space, I say, no, it's right in here. Just go right here. Boom. And people have I guess I should say I have a lot of very successful business owners and entrepreneurs and very, very, I guess I should say, high ticket or high profile business owners that they literally use this to make their business decisions. I had a group of them a couple that were working on some stuff. They did over $250 million in the middle of where everything was going to burst, and everybody else lost money. They're the only ones that made money just using this. The application of it is, I guess I should say, Carlie, what do you want to manifest? Let's get after it. I'll give you the shortcuts and the cheat codes.
Right. Right. And everything that you're saying, it resonates so much for me, because obviously that's all I do is pull from heaven and hell, and this has been my new awareness that I've come into, and recognizing how much neither of it matters unless it's right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, right now, right? And so when you're saying like we're pulling in all of these things, but we're going to put it right here, it's the same thing that I've been experiencing on a macro level of just pulling it in here and bringing all of that divine wisdom, all the hell that you had to go through, all of those two opposing sides, and bringing them right here. Right. And then using that as power for how you want to create and express and be.
Well, I definitely love what I'm picking up what you're putting down, Carlie. That right now is all that matters. The Dalai Lama had a great saying that there's only 2 days that nothing can be done: yesterday and tomorrow.
Yeah.
All we have is today, and it's quite interesting that we spend 93% of our time either in the past regretting or reviewing, or in the future worrying or planning, and only 7% of our life we're actually here now and in the moment and present. And that's where the 40 billion bits are coming in. It's not there and it's not there. It's right here, right now. And so I feel like everything in our life is an opportunity for learning. There are no ordinary moments. And if we're paying attention, we can enjoy this moment more based on what we already did and knowing, but not knowing. This is we really don't want to know what's next, do we? You don't want to watch a movie that you've already seen. Right. The entertainment and the fun comes from being here and now and leaving room for magic. You leave room for magic, adventure will show up.
Right. And that's what I've been talking about so much lately, like even the last 5 days, because, we have constant evolution. Every day should be another evolving day, right? And no matter what way you're swinging, it's another evolving day. And it's all just that. It's that what I've come to the conclusion of is by even being too much in the divine. So as an angelic channel where I'm able to tap into really, really, really high frequencies, it doesn't serve me if it can't be here right now. And that's just the conclusion of it. I can be down in hell, doesn't serve me if I don't bring it here right now. I can be up in the heights of heaven, doesn't serve me unless I can bring it back, right? So it's like we can be in that, but if it's not here, it has no purpose. And God's saying, Okay, you've seen it. Now what? You're still here. You're still here, though.
You know, I love what you're saying here because that's what really attracted me. I'm a really, logical guy. I'm a really scientific guy that also knows that we don't know everything, that science is constantly, overturning and developing. And it's really the best guess for what we've got going on now. But, last year they said, don't eat butter, it'll kill you. Eat margarine. This year they say, don't, that's one molecule away from plastic. Butter's better for you. And then next year it'll flip flop. And this has been going on for forever because there's, multiple sides of the story. But the reality of it is that if we can't apply something, then it's fantasy. It might be pleasurable, but it's not actually worth anything. Application is the key. If you have a toolbox full of tools, but you don't know how to use any of them, or you never pull them out of the box, what is the value of them?
Thank you.
And that's what I love about what we're doing, and it literally complements everything and it amplifies everything because all those beautiful things that you're already doing. When you increase your antenna, you're getting more of the signal and you're increasing your battery so you can broadcast more of them. You can apply it much stronger. And that's why it really changes everybody's life because we literally created a reproducible playground that you duplicate over and over and over and over and over. So you learn to tune into that signal and then what do you do with it? Instead of like, I was meditating, so many things that are out there. It's kind of, you have discussions afterwards and you say, oh, I saw this big thing in the sky. And somebody else might say, oh, I saw that big thing in the sky too. But there's actually no validation or verification of it. Is it real or am I just crazy? Mm-hmm. But with this, this is black and white. You find the target over and over and over. You do this with it over and over and over. You train it. What does it feel like when you're on? What does it feel like when you're not on? Now your brain has something that you can do to reach into the past, reach into the future, and bring it all right here. As you said, it's a training ground to apply right now because you can't apply it yesterday. It's already gone. And you can't apply it tomorrow because we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Yeah.
It might not happen. So with that in mind, I can't wait to play, Carlie. This is going to be great.
It will be great. So how would somebody go about, say somebody wants to start diving into this and they want to start pulling in their power and learning what you know and bringing it into the body and unlocking their infinite superpowers, how do they start that with you?
Well, you could definitely just visit the website, vibravision.com. That's all set up. We're actually going to redo it here really quickly, but right now you can get tons of information, watch videos, do all the fun things, and you can actually register for a free experience there where I teach you the first energy exercise that anyone ever learns in Merpati Putti or VibraVision. And for 99.999% of people, doesn't matter if they've had no energy work in the past or they've done like 30 years and they're already an ascended master and this, that, and the other thing. They try this one exercise and they're like, what the hell is that? It's totally, totally off the hook. Awesome. And so you can go to vibravision.com and sign up for the free energy intro class. We're also holding these events. There's a full calendar on there. We have, full 5-day immersive events. We actually also just launched an online class that we can get you up through the first beginning stages. So you can start with a free class, and then if you want more, we actually put together some cool package deals, and we can literally come right to your home or wherever you're at, right through these magic boxes that we carry around in our pocket or put it on your TV or whatever, and start learning the first basics. So in essence, we're really trying to make it so anybody can try it. And if you want to try it, you're going to love it. You want to go farther, there's a step-by-step process. So vibravision.com is the best place to do that. And, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram and do the things and watch out for upcoming events and different amazing things that we have going on.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Let me just look over this for 1 sec. Okay, so I think we kind of covered a lot of these questions, honestly, because like, how do students apply this intuition training in their daily lives? It's bringing it to the present moment, right?
Well, I guess I could go back to that. I honestly, Carlie, I could talk about this for days and weeks and months. So we better wrangle it. But if I should say, how do we apply it? Well, everybody's living a different life, and everybody's got new adventures and new things that they're facing in their own life. So, for example, I have a lot of very successful business professionals that literally use it for their business decisions. But if you can apply it in that sandbox, why couldn't you apply it over here? Because microcosm, macrocosm. If gravity works over there, it probably works over here too. And I guess I should say, I think that the number one thing that people are searching for, and they're searching on the exterior, they're looking for the answers outside, but we all want to know what our purpose is, where our path is, what we should do. We all, I mean, every day being in the now is a series of decisions that lead to other decisions, and our timeline that's laying out in front of us can radically change by the smallest of decisions. You can be living a totally different life in 5 minutes from now from one decision that seemed like it was nothing, but then you took the left at the stop sign and you met the person that you were supposed to meet, that your life would never be the same afterwards. Or you walked into traffic and you had an accident, you ended up spending a few days in the hospital. You never know what's going to happen. And what this really does in application is helps people find their path at a whole different level. If you want to walk in grace, you want to walk with certainty that you're living your life the best that you can. This is a massive way to get to the finish line and then work backwards, and you get there twice as fast from both directions. So literally it improves people's confidence, whether they're looking for their path or they're looking for the next thing for them in which direction, hard choices. Wouldn't it be awesome to be able to feel more than think? Because Tony Robbins has a great saying that when you're in your head, you're dead. This is only 2,000 bits, but this is 40 billion. So we connect people into the true source of our power.
Absolutely. It's amazing, and it's so all inclusive. That's what's so great about it, is that it's all inclusive. And I can see how somebody who maybe doesn't have the awareness about what they are or how great they can be, that the frequency of tapping into their body and recognizing, allowing their body to be a mirror back to them of their own power, right, would awaken all the other elements of who they are. And that's what you're saying. Like, it doesn't matter what stage you're in or what you're doing, because you're unlocking this power, and it's a frequency, and it will unlock more and more parts that you embody as a whole, right? Whether that's spiritually or mindfully or physically, it's all inclusive. So I can see how it does that. And then I can see for someone like me how much it would just expand me out,
You are so on the money. Thank you, Carlie. You're asking all the right questions and making all the right things, because this literally, it is mind, body, and spirit. And that's the most challenging thing for all these other systems that I've experienced. And I've been around the block. I know that I don't know everything. I would like to say I barely know anything, but so many of them are only the mind or only the body or only the spirit, but they're not actually integrated. And it's called mind, body, spirit because it's tied together. And if you have the right thing to put into it, it creates the balance. And that's really, you want to get in the best shape of your life. This is the ultimate endurance athlete training. That's why they use it with all the military and the special forces. It'll up-level any game you're playing. If you're looking for more stress relief, inner peace, and calm, you want to find your center. Trust me, we can drop you in there in the blink of an eye. It's totally different than anything else that's ever been out there. And we make it fun. Yeah. And those two are really the biggest things that get in the way of our spirit. Because if I was to mention, or ask, what is spirit? There's over 5,000 different gods being worshipped on the planet right now. And of course, everybody knows that theirs is right, right? But if you look at really what's going on with that, in Indonesia, there's 4 main religions that they're the largest Muslim nation in the world. Very different than what we see on the news from, the Middle East, because Indonesia is a tropical paradise and a lot of abundance and resources there. It's very different than what we see on the news. They're amazing, beautiful people. But they also have Christians, Buddhists, and Hindus. And the way that they explain it to me is, they love everyone. They're about their, that's what Merpati Putty really did, is helped end the civil war that was going on in the mid 60s. They released it from the royal family at that time and brought all the people together because now they could feel a connection. And when you feel a connection, you realize that when you hurt other people, you're really hurting yourself. It totally changed the political landscape to help end the war, and now it's a cultural treasure and national identity for them. In that space, though, they literally love each other and respect each other at a different level. They print your religion on your driver's license. So if you die out in the jungle, they know how to bury you and according to your wishes, honor you and send you in grace and love. And so in any case, I'm over there and there's all this stuff going on, and they never once invited me to any services or did anything like that because they respect everybody. And this is the idea. If you took the foremost holy men in each one of those religions and they were all sitting down having a discussion about God and what it really is, none of them can agree because they all have different viewpoints. Mm-hmm. Let's instead focus on what did all the great teachers say? Well, they said, this is what's going to happen after you die, and we can't agree upon that. But from this point going backwards, they all pretty much have the same story and the same things in them. It's how to have an amazing, passionate, and joyful life. So if I was to say, what is spirit? Well, we can start to measure the electricity and the magnetism. We can start to understand what the energies are now. But what is spirit? Well, if you're in pain, you don't feel a whole lot of connection with your higher self or divine source or heavenly father, guardian angels or flying spaghetti monster or whatever you want to call it. When you're stressed, goes right out the door. Yep. But if you can balance the mind and the body, that's where the spirit really opens up. That's where we actually get a glimpse to touch our source, which is different for every single person. But whatever path you're on, as long as you want to be a Jedi and not a dark Sith bad guy, this is going to be for you. It's going to amplify whatever path you're on to a whole different level. And it's fun. How cool is that? I never went to spiritual stuff that was fun.
Wow. and it has to be because it's energy, so it doesn't matter if it's spiritual or not. If it's draining you, what does it matter? What does it matter?
And coming
right?
from
You have to bring it back.
Carlie, coming from Utah, I'm sure you're aware, and I absolutely love everybody, but I will say that there are certain religions out there that there's a lot of guilt and shame and things that are designed, as you mentioned earlier, to push us down and control us. Mm-hmm. But the only reason we ever try to control someone is because we failed to inspire them. Mm-hmm. So this is all about creating inspiration and letting people find their own path. As long as they're not hurting anybody else, they're good guys. They're Jedis. We're good.
Absolutely. And even going back to that, yeah, I'm from Utah, so I get it. And I grew up in that, and I had to find my own things and choose what was right for me. But going back to that is why so many people who are in religion do feel the love of God, because it's all relevant. If it brings you to that heart, that electromagnetic pulse that you're talking about, then it doesn't matter what the story is. Right. As long as you feel that energy coming out of you, then so be it. Right? Mm-hmm. So be it. Even if you are under something and you're, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because that's your experience and your choice. And people only stay in those things because there's something about the connection, mm-hmm. like you said, that brings them an awareness to love, right? And if love is the electromagnetic pulse and it is the source and the God itself, then that's God seeing God. No matter how their stories are about it, the feeling is relevant. And that's what you're saying about all these different things around the world. The feeling is relevant. And what's so cool about VibraVision and what you do is that you're allowing people to feel that without any stories of how they're doing it, right? They're moving their body, they're learning their own personal power, and they're going, wait, this feels familiar. This feeling feels familiar. And that's when they start expanding, going, how can church make me feel this way, but so can martial arts or whatever it is that they're doing, right? They start connecting the dots. Oh, maybe it's not all these things outside of me. Maybe it's just me.
Well, no one can scratch an itch like you can scratch your own itch.
True.
The ultimate for us is to do it ourselves, because otherwise we're just following. And following is great, but the ultimate goal of following is to learn how to lead. That we're raised by our parents to turn around and be able to raise our own, right? Raise our own kids and become the parents. And this is the purpose of life, I guess, is to learn and to grow and to experience all the things. And so many times they are, I guess I should say, labeling and saying, hey, if you are on my side, then, obviously, well, let me just put it like this. In every single war that's ever been fought, every argument, every, friction point that's ever been had between people, everybody knows that they're right. Both sides are righteous. When we look at the history of Merpati Putih and how it was released to the Indonesian public, it literally was to say, yes, you get to touch what's right for you, and now you see that what's right for you truly is connection, and you are connected. You can never disconnect. You actually think you can ignore, but every moment your heart beats, something is happening. Something loves you, and in that, go and share that love. Because once we experience the connection, doesn't matter what name you put on it, what guys you dress it up as, it's all connection. We all want to feel connected. Where did we come from? Where are we going? Why are we here? These three questions are always at the core of a human being's existence. And this gives us the opportunity to explore our own answers and give more to other people, because the more solid we become, it's impossible to give something you don't have. But when we find it within ourselves, it's easy to give. And as we give more, it's interesting how other people love feeling connected. So once we connect to ourselves, and then it's easier to connect with them, this completely changes the relationships and dynamics of people and their relationships, whether they're intimates or friends or coworkers. It literally changes your entire environment, but it all starts here. If you're not in your own divinity, well, I guess I should say there's a lot of up-leveling that we can go through if we find it. So you're absolutely right. There doesn't need to be a name. There's a million names. Yeah. What's really important, and this is the key, I guess I should say, if I could leave humanity with this one thing that could change everything. If we started looking for what's the same between each other rather than what makes us different, yeah, connection will happen automatically.
Yes. And that's a choice. That's the accountability. Your choice. Are you going to choose to see the similarities, or are you going to choose to see the differences?
Well, and that's where, media control and all the different things come into play, because they don't want you to see that. That's exactly what you were talking about earlier. Instead, they're going to tell you exactly how different you are, so you can us versus them. And separation is the key component, I guess I should say, for all of these control regimens or regimes, or whatever you want to put the label on them of, is what makes us different, and we're better. And the truth is, the rising tide floats all ships. So if we can empower ourselves, if we become stronger, we can lift others. And that's one of the core tenets of Vibravision, is self-reliance and the building of others, self-confidence.
Yeah.
So,
and like the coming together too, like the team thing. That's what I loved about dance and about softball and volleyball, was that we're on the same team, right? And that there's that connection there. Just because you're on the same team, right? It just brings out this, like, hey, these are my people.
isn't it so funny? The game that we play, literally, you're on the same team. Maybe you had another high school team or college team or a professional team. It's in the same state, but those guys are different. But then all of a sudden it's Olympic time, and you get two athletes from both those teams that are on the same. Now all of a sudden you're fighting all the rest of the world, and they're the bad guys. We're all just looking for connection. We're looking for somebody to get behind, to root for, to be on our team. And this is the greatest thing, is that we're our own team. And the light that we shine it's like another expression I love from the Buddha was that the greatest thing about a candle is it can light 1,000 other candles and never get dimmer.
Wow.
Our job is to light more candles and bring more light.
Yeah.
We're all on the same team, and we're all just kids walking each other home.
Yeah.
Because at the end, when we cross over, then we can discuss who is right and who is wrong, because we'll actually have, oh, dang it, yet you were right. I owe you $5. Here you go.
Yeah, or we'll just be laughing that that was even a thing here, you know, but we
Right?
are addicted. I mean, that's the way of the game. We are addicted to separation because without that program and that innate within our DNA, we would just be in unity consciousness at all time and there wouldn't be a journey, right? There wouldn't be a journey back to self. So we'd be bored again. The reason why we're here is because we got bored. It gets boring when you're in love all the time. You got to forget that you're loved so you can re-establish what that is again and go, ah, there it is. That feels great. Now let's go back to hell so I can feel love again.
I I understand. Variety is a very big key to our existence and our mission of learning in this body and whatever you believe after this body. I totally see your point, Carlie.
Yeah. And I just want to say this too, because I have a lot of people on my channel, and that's why I obviously go the consciousness route. But the reason why I love what you're doing is because so many angelic frequencies, star seeds, whatever you want to call everybody, but people that are in their light, that are in their enlightenment. What's happening to us is that we're not able to ground it back down into the body, right? That's what I was saying, is that even the divine can become a distraction because when you are so immersed in it, but you're not able to bring it here, it serves no purpose. So for me, speaking to everybody that's going to see this and that is seeing it right now, the very intuitive, empathic, enlightened souls that we are, it would be so important to go to VibraVision, literally. Like I'm right. I want to do this because it's going to help me take where I can go and bring it here and see what I can do with it within my body. Right. And that's the grounding aspect of it. And that's what's so important about this on a whole nother level, on a super enlightened level, for the people that are out there that need to come back here to be able to see what you could do with yourself in your body with that awareness. That's the gift.
The application. I love that. There's a lot of evolution that's happening in that space right now. This is a technology also that's been handed down within the royal family for 500 years, but it's become more popularized, I guess I should say, lately. I'm sure you're familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza and amazing work that he is doing. Absolute love Dr. Joe. We're so many people. I mean, we've literally been in the vortex circling each other for a while now, and in any case, but so many people that go through his trainings, they have these incredible, amazing experiences, and they are downloading or getting so much of that information, that energy from out there. But it's incredible. Healing cancer, getting people out of wheelchairs, all kinds of miracles that are happening. But it's science, and it's parallel. We're running right next to each other, and a lot of our senior members are also huge Dr. Joe supporters as well. But in any case, the point was that I end up in a lot of groups that have been practicing that, and they're getting the downloads, and their body cannot handle it. As you're mentioning, this is a physical reaction to it, and their bodies are flipping out because they can't handle all of that magnetic energy. They have no container for it. And pretty interesting how just in a couple minutes we can say, hey, you can do this and you can do that. You don't actually have to do 4 hours of lay down. No, this is designed to do it with your eyes still open. You're walking, you're in conscious awareness and moving, not laying down, but actually 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in the 5D. So you got the quantum and the real world combining in real time now. And we're actually running through obstacle courses and finding targets and doing different things and navigating the real world. But we have to create this container. And so within just a couple minutes, I literally could take the most advanced students of Dr. Joe, and their bodies will not contain that energy. And we can instantly, or not instantly, but very quickly, create a container. So all of a sudden their bodies are able to hold that energy. It's like you're catching the lightning, putting it in the box, and now you get to keep it. Wow. And that's the application, the exact thing that you're talking about.
That is so good. Thank you.
well, any way that I can help, I can't wait to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I am so excited because this is all like you came to me for a reason, 100%, because this is everything that I needed to hear. Like, I know that I literally stretching the muscles. I mean, literally stretching yourself out expands and stretches the nervous system. It stretches the cells. It allows you to embody more frequency within your body. Right. And so now that I've come into this true awareness, because I'm coming back down from up here, I'm like, oh, I need to get my body stretched out so that way I can have this awareness and moving and all of this. So if I wanted to come do this and say bring one of my best friends with me, because when I'm back in St. George, I'm only a few hours away. Could we do something where we come up for like a couple days? Like, do you have something that's like so we can at least see what we're getting into because we do live far away? Like, how would people come test this out if they can't do a whole week?
Well, that's a great question, Carly. Actually, you can do the online courses, and then basically, we just released those. They just actually got released on Gaia as well. And you can go through the first like day and a quarter of one of the 5-day full immersions. But I also created a 2-day, like a mini taste test that even in just 2 days, I was able to get 90% of the participants to be 90% accurate finding targets. I mean, it's so fast, and we're just giving a taste test to say, hey, if you know it, you definitely know it. That's truly how our lives are. No one can tell you. You just know what's right for you. Your pants probably wouldn't fit me, and my pants probably wouldn't fit you. We got to try on our own pants and find the ones that fit for us. And so I have a 2-day event that literally will become a standard in the future where you have to either do the work at home and then or you come to a 2-day and then you'll be actually ready for the level 1. We haven't launched that yet,
Okay.
though. So right now, if you go directly, just go to vibravision.com. You can look at the actual events. They're 5-day events, although next year the plan is to be able to have a tour and be able to go around and do 2-day events in different cities where we can do many more people at one time. Like, for example, right now, we're at a Tony Robbins Business Mastery event, and I think that there's like 5,000 people in the room. That would be an amazing experience. Not that I guess what I'm trying to say right now, we're limited to about 40 people in our building. But being able to have a larger space that we could do a 2-day introduction, that's on the way. For right now, I don't actually have those on, but you can get the full calendar for the 5-day events, and you can also do the online. Go and you could start with as little as $97, or you can get the full package. We've rolled a bunch of different things in, and trust me, it will work for you even if you're at home. I would love to be there. I mean, literally, I like to hold everybody's hand and walk them right through it. This journey it's the most incredible thing, and I like to be there with you 100%. But I can't be everywhere at once. So we created an online that you can actually go and experience and do the online curriculum and learn all the basics for moving your electricity through your body, all the basic exercises that are, well, in essence, you do these exercises. It's 5 minutes, but it's a better physiological effect to your body than 45 minutes of cardio workout, warm-up, stretching, cool down, all of the things. That's why the military and police over there all use it every day, as well as the basic meditations to start pulling all of the receivers and the mental capacity of the miracle that's inside this melon of ours to start doing the thing and waking up the parts of our brain that we weren't using before. And so please go to vibravision.com, go to the online programs, and you can start from right here in Florida if you want, Carly. And then wherever you go, I'll be with you right in your pocket or laptop or whatever, however you want to do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, this is great. I thank you so much for everything, and I honor everything that you're doing and the energy that you emit. I mean, it's a very clear indication that, you're able to hold so much energy within your body, and I see that just pouring out of your face, pouring out of your eyes, and that's what we want to see. We want to see those mirrors that, okay, yeah, this is meant for me. I need to do this, right? So, thank you so much. And
Oh my God.
I'm excited. I'm going to meet you guys in person. I'm sure at some point we keep following each other across the country. So,
Well, this has been such an honor for me, really. Thank you for being so patient and gentle with me, because honestly, I prefer to walk with the people, but I realize that I have to be in the spotlight a little bit more to help more people because people don't know about us. And
Right.
that I just will say I'm so honored. Thank you for having me on today. And this was a great experience for me too. So I feel so much love beaming from you, and you are so animated and just incredible love. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to repost this on replays. It'll be available on all platforms for you and everyone else. We can do this again in the future, and we can also do this again from your other profile, and you can just get more and more used to it. And we can do the same thing where we just talk about what it is and your new experiences and what you've been seeing and all of that. So we'll bring you back on.
Thank you. That's awesome. I can't wait.
Well, thank you so much, Moss Mike, and I will talk to you guys shortly after this and get started working on this. So,
Fantastic. Thank you, Carly.
all
You
righty.
rock.
Thank you. You rock. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Thank you. Much love.
Thanks. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being on. See you guys later.